we have another lovely IHP show with your favorite 5D mystic, Enlightenment, functional adult, so empowerment, and conscious lovers. Romance can't happen unless you have securely attached people, because the adaptive child person, the emotionally immature person, independently from their why, because the why has an answer to it, humanly speaking. And that's exactly why 4D mystics not doing a really great job at using their, not superpowers, their clairs. But that's because they're using their amygdala. And their default mode network is activated in their survivor defense mode because they are adaptive children, emotionally immature people. Immature because I have a 3-year-old. Mine, though, sees you as whole and I as whole. And if I get triggered, which I can, because I, of course, have a 3-year-old and a teenager, and I can get immature. I know when it happens because I'll be like, oh, that was not nice. Hey, apologize for that one. It's called, if you can't say something nice, say nothing. So some of us, we get called gullible, naive. The ones of us who know how to use our left and right mode, and behold, authoritarians, they can manipulate people's emotions that don't have a person behind them. So power play, I've always found this an excuse. The shamer, blamers, falters, accusers of everybody outside is able to manipulate. And I'm like, you're talking about me. I'm a human. I'm not dumb. No, but you, I don't know about that. Let me try it out. Do we want to try it? No, I don't want to try it out. I'm trying to say I believe in myself. And are you going to tell me I shouldn't? Are you going to start to try and tell me that I have to be manipulable to follow the crowd? And I'm going to say you're a herd. So the authoritarians, whoever emotion, no, they manipulate people's emotions, the ones who allow themselves to be shamed. No, you're not allowing yourself to be shamed. So here's the part of what gets someone who actually uses left and right mode really into it. So when we have lovely tarot, what I love about this card is it doesn't mean inner conflict necessarily. But if you're a person who doesn't have wholeness, well then, that's a different story. Okay, so whole people are people who love themselves without any confusion, because that means they have the first 3 years of their life in gooey, ooey, ooey, child-centric environments called. So we get to be smart asses, stupid asses, call it what you will. But the thing is, we don't have shame. We don't cower down, and we don't allow any person, doesn't matter if they're on a pedestal or if we hear a voice from the sky, it will be like, I didn't like what you said. Nope, thank you. And so there's that. And anyone who wants to say, oh, how disrespectful. Well, there you go, emotionally immature person, because you know what? I'm not an emotionally immature person. I can take accountability for my attitude. I can also know if I want to trust another human being. And I can also know that I'm not going to play the adventure of movie land in real life because I'm not misaligned. So I don't do compulsive activity, fucking, drugging, alcoholing, fooding in a way that allows me to think I went to college. I saw a bunch of educated people. None of them made quality of life decisions. And to this day, they may make money. I don't know. But I'm thinking they don't have a developed soothe system. They're mammalian heritage. Lo and behold, and they didn't even have the worst of the case scenarios of which all these other people who are yelling about, by the way, yelling doesn't help any person who has trauma feel safe. You're just re-traumatizing them. But then again, some people live re-traumatization because they don't know the difference of being in, they don't know their soothe system. Okay, so we're mammals. We learn how to self-regulate based on our household, since most movies are in survivor teenage mode, emotionally immature people yelling at each other, I'm gonna beat up Bill. Oh, that person is a sinner, that person over there. So all those belief systems, yeah, that's a way to use the belief systems, how to bring people together. So when on the other hand of inner conflict, because you're your own whole 3-year-old heart, yeah, it's lovely to have temperance. Temperance is magical for 5D mystics, that is. So you can't pull sheep over wolves clothing or whatever that word is, when what you got in the house is an alchemist. And that's what I love about my community, is that they're not stupid in a way that the other people who regurgitate a bunch of material, regurgitate, please give us all the dictionaries. We want to hear all of those doers. They're so fun. Yes, they are. And the twin flame thing, for anyone who actually believes it's a saga, wow. Okay, go watch Mean Girls, have fun with high school. I know I was happy to be out of it because I was happy to be in college. And once I got to college, I realized, what the heck, why are these people here? They don't want to learn. And then I realized we also have not very great educators. They like their magical batons, the authoritarians, to manipulate. Yeah, they like to, no, they don't do it on purpose. They all share the same trigger point. It's called emotional immaturity, low intelligence. So they all will attract each other. That's why they're not energy vampires or dark auras. No, they're all people who come together without having healed. They haven't healed their trauma break, their trust break, none of it. No, they come together. They have superhero capes, remember, because all of those with clairs, they're superheroes. And lo and behold, they're going to go save the day, and they call themselves saviors, which I find very disrespectful to a specific moment in time, and a lot more. You know what I think smart people would know about the person named Jesus, and about all the esotericism and any of the stories about volcanoes spitting out demons from the ground. Like, seriously, I can't even believe it's become so. I began 5D plane with such excitement, and then I saw 4D plane, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I learned about pseudo-aliveness. I was like, okay, that's making a lot more sense. They don't know what they have. They have no idea. They don't. So your divine masculine, the left mode of your brain, likes to break things down and make sure you know everything. But if you're feminine, all of that body stuff don't come up in a way that you can handle it like a grown-up and say, I'm okay to be myself with all the flaws and imperfections. You don't have to accept me, society. So once you're whole, that's when you're like, oh, you don't like me. Oh, I'm so sad. Not as a grown-up, as a kid, yeah. But, you know, once you get to show up for yourself again and again and again, and guess what you learn? You learn empowerment, the conscious lover way. That's because you're always romantic. You know how to buy yourself flowers, but not in a way of let's be spiteful to somebody who doesn't know how to love. So if somebody doesn't know how to show up, that's not nice to actually go in their face. Because see, when someone is undecided, it means they don't know how to love themselves first. That's sad. That means they have a teenager running their show. It's called low emotional intelligence. They have triggers. They have low self-esteem. It's not nice to make fun of people who don't have confidence. I learned how not to do it because apparently everybody was smart enough to know how to say, no, I don't have an ego self that's immature. It's like, well, wait a minute. We're all here arguing about something. I would say we all have emotions. No, you don't? Okay, I'm sensitive. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. I'm crying, aren't I? Aren't I crying? Oh, you're still not going to do anything about it. It's okay. I know how to do this. Oh, look, it's a muscle. Magic works through me. So does my sense of humor when I love to turn knowledge into wisdom. Wisdom shall I use the pigs that fly. This is what I love even more about these cards. So the pigs can fly. Does anybody look up to the sky? I do all the time. Use your mind wisely. You know how many people I know who don't use their mind wisely at all, but they think they do just because they can regurgitate a bunch of material? I'm at peace with that. I've been at peace a long time. So when I see people choosing not a high quality of life, what I know, thank you, good trauma experts, it's that they have low emotional intelligence, and that's not for a fun reason at all. It's actually called the shame defectiveness button. So they felt helpless, hopeless, and a lot more at their home. So people can be sophisticated. They're not sophisticated to smart people, but to other people who are still working through insecurity. So people who are not whole, the ones who allow the authoritarians and any influencer to basically, oh, here's my pain point. Oh, I want the world that they said. Magic, magic. So people can be sophisticated enough to weaponize psych ideas. Yes, I see them all over the place. 4D mystics, particularly with their twin flames. But doing so often comes from having low emotional intelligence. So when you don't understand that people who didn't have the beginning of life in a way that allowed them to believe in themselves, that magic worked through them, so they try to reclaim their power and somehow they get lost. No, they don't get lost. They choose not to respect other people. No, that's the difference, because it's very easy to notice when you're trying to do winning, I'm going to be right, you're going to be wrong, focus on yourself, no empathy, and yeah, self-righteous, it's being triggered. It's always noticeable when somebody doesn't know how to respect each other because they don't say we're sorry, they don't have continuous fun. Whole people do. We like to have fun. We also like to have passionate debates like this one. So time to heal for real, lovely, unresolved trauma, sweet, slow and steady, wins the race. Wisdom is from the heart, and it's with love and understanding, but also saying things how they are. There's a lot of people who think they're smart, and yet they are not whole, because if they were whole, then they'd be aligned in taking care of their inner and outer well-being. So the relationships and having empathy and compassion because that turns off your survivor mode, not the other way around.